Hello everyone, my name is Om. Welcome to the Tea Break series. This is a series of short videos, usually not longer than 5 minutes, discussing various tech ideas. We have discussed in the previous section that instruction set architecture provides information on type of operation, what the CPU supports, the different type of operands, and how CPU should manipulate the data. Let us now discuss where does the CPU gets the operands from. Let us try to analyze the block diagram of a CPU before we answer that question. Let us assume this is the memory, and let us assume our program counter is currently pointing to this address. Then the instruction present at this address would be sent to the CPU. CPU will decode this instruction packet. Based on that, it will know which instructions, which operation it has to perform, and then it will give a respective control signal to the ALU for the respective operation. Now the instruction also needs to provide information where the data this particular operation will fetch from. So this instruction, if I zoom it here and make it like this, so this will be, in general, this is one of the hypothetical instruction format. So we need to have an opcode which determines what operation we are going to perform. We have to have one source 1, source 2, and destination. Source 1, source 2 refers to this point, source 1 and source 2, and destination is the point like where this node gets connected. Now depending on type of operation we want to perform, this source 1 and source 2 can either come from memory, a data portion of the memory, or CPU can have internal storage, a few registers within itself, which you call register file. So this source 1 and source 2 can either refer to this one of these registers or one of the memory location. So that is the thing what addressing mode means. So what we are trying to say here, based on the instruction, we have to figure out where does the operand reside. It can either reside within the register, it can either reside within the memory. In some cases it can even reside within this instruction itself. When a constant is available within the instruction itself, it is called as immediate. Across the evolution of computers, there are many addressing modes available across different ISAs. These are like few of those which we are going to discuss today. Register operand addressing. In this case, this follows our format what we have discussed. So we have a opcode, source 1, source 2, DST. So R1 and R2 are basically source 1, source 2, and when we say register operand addressing, it means that R1 and R2 has the value what ALU will operate on. So basically, if you have a ALU, this would be connected like this. R1 and R2 will be fed to the inputs of the ALU, and R3 is the register, like the one of the registers in the register file. So this R3 will be connected to this. So basically, in register operand addressing, we are taking the data present in the register file, acting upon it, and then storing the result again in the register file. this is immediate addressing. In this case, what we are trying to say here is there is one instruction format in which we have a opcode. We have source 1, source 2 and DST. Out of this source 1 and source 2, one of the operand is a constant, and that constant is provided in the instruction itself. So in this case, if you see, this is the destination, so this is R1. So if we assume this is the first source register, then this is R1, then this -1 would be present here, correct? Now in this case, if you so one of this will be connected to R1, the other end is directly connected from the instruction itself. Since it is like since the constant is readily available, it is termed as immediate. And again in this case, the output, so it will read R1, take -1 constant, perform the desired operation based on the opcode, and the result is stored back into the R1. Direct addressing. So this is opcode, source 1, source 2, DST. So in this, one of the operand is an actual memory address. So what we are trying to say here, if this is our ALU, or the ALU, if this is R1, basically this is R1, this source 2 is not coming from a register file, but it directly comes from the memory. So we would have a memory, correct, and that address is given as part of source 2. So in this case, since the instruction is providing a direct address in the instruction itself, it is called direct addressing. Now this instruction will index into this address, and the respective data would be taken, would reach the ALU, and the output would be stored into the register R2. So this is called direct addressing. Direct addressing because the address is residing within the instruction itself. Register indirect addressing. So in this case, opcode S1, S2. Okay, in this case again the first source operand is R1, destination is R2, but what we are saying here, this particular S2 will have a register index as it will say that okay, the operand is present within R2, but don't use the value of R2 directly. What it is trying to say, R2 is carrying an address, so index that address and then fetch a value. So how this will look like, so you have this register file, suppose this is R1 and this is R2. After this, it will index into R1, and R1 will go to this ALU. This R2 now contains the address of a memory, so it will go to the memory. This address will index into the memory. This data will then come back to this. So you see that indirect, like the address is not part of the instruction. The instruction specifies a register, and the register contains the address of the memory. So this is called register indirect addressing. Offset addressing. This is similar to register indirect addressing. So we have opcode S1, S2, DST. So in this case, we are provided a register number. So again this remains the same, this changes, correct? So we have the instruction will provide which register contains the address as well as some constant offset from that address. So what we do, so again if this is the register file and this is R1 and this is our ALU, so this R1 will fetch index into R1 and this will go to this ALU. This R2 will fetch into this R2 and this is the address which comes from R2. This address will be added with this offset and this resultant address will be indexed into the memory, and then this value comes here. So offset addressing is basically a register indirect addressing which allows us to also specify the offset. These are the most popular addressing modes which are available across various ISA that we have discussed. This brings us to the end of this session. I hope this video was useful. If you wish to be notified for future updates, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon. Thank you.